Hey guys, it's Dak here from the Mad Mix, and our next guest is someone that approaches design and video editing so effortlessly, it's almost ridiculous. And it's why he's been able to work for some of Toronto's key sports teams. But we'll dive into that a little bit more. I'd like to introduce you guys to Jerome Cheng. So multimedia design, let's dive right into it. What does that entail in terms of day-to-day, and what sort of projects do you work on?
So for multimedia design, that was something I studied when I was at Humber. That's how we met.
Yeah.
And so that was like entailing things like video production, app design, graphic design, web design.
Yeah.
Since then, like after I graduated, I focused more on video production, and that's how I got involved with, as you mentioned, like different sports teams. Like right now I'm working with Toronto FC on one of their shows, Red Alert. It's a weekly show. It covers the team in terms of like all the promotional stuff, along with things like features off the pitch.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now, are there any projects that were sort of stand out for you, like your favorite so far?
With the Toronto Raptors, during this year's All-Star game, in the voting process, they tried to get DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry into the game through votes, and the campaign they put together was their Better Together campaign. So through it was basically like taking a lot of pop culture references to different like buddy movies and shows and things like that, and kind of incorporating them. So when it was like more for like just stills and photos, it was Photoshop, and then we went with like a Bleacher Report style, like replacing heads and stuff, and like using motion graphics that way. So I was helping them with that side of it.
So I know you had originally gotten started with computer science when you first went to school. Did you always have graphic design at heart, or was it something you found later in life?
I studied computer science at first. I just thought it was like a good, consistent thing to do. Whether it was just kind of on my own time or even at the jobs I was doing for a while afterward, I always was interested with the creative end of things. So whether it was like graphic design or any kind of like photoshopping, web stuff even, and like video, like I was always interested in what they were doing there. And on top of that, I was really interested in like doing that stuff on my own. So I think when I had time in between, I was like looking at my career path. That's how it kind of brought me into like thinking like maybe I want to switch it up, do this Humber program, and kind of get where I am right now.
And was there that specific moment where you realized?
Oh, that's a good question.
You want to make the shift?
I think it was when I finished like my last contract before I ended up going to Humber, or deciding to. I had the summer off, and so I was just like doing a bunch of random things. Like I did a video for my friends for their wedding. I did like my own like random videos I would post like Instagram, things like that. It was really silly. Like I don't want to look back at it now, but it was the kind of thing that like told me like, yo, like I really like doing this. I have a passion for it. It's the kind of way where it's like I should explore it to see if this is the kind of career I want to have.
And is there any advice you could give to that young Jerome Cheng that just got started in graphic design that would help you be where you are now? Can you look right in the camera and speak to young Jerome?
Jerome, I know you're confused right now. You're kind of like, I want to make a career out of like what I'm doing right now, but find what you love and pursue it. Don't wait for it. If you already know you like it, go for it and just keep on going at it, whatever way you can.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And in terms of the market for sort of like multimedia design and stuff and video editing, it's pretty complicated. It's pretty huge in Toronto right now. Is there a way that you like to differentiate yourself and brand yourself differently?
For me, like from the start and even now, it's like it's constantly just putting in the work.
Okay.
Every project I work on, I'm always trying to figure out a new way to approach it.
Yeah.
I'm always trying to figure out how to make it different from what I'm doing, but also like kind of keep a little bit of like my own style and brand. But generally speaking, it's just like constantly putting in the work, finding new ways of attacking it, constantly like getting inspired by different things like you guys do in the Mad Mix. Like everything that you post week to week where you talk about different campaigns, like I'm always actively looking at that stuff and seeing like what are ways that audiences get reached.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like how I get inspired to like approach my own content.
So Jerome, in terms of the work you do now, is there like a dream collaboration you have in mind, individual or with a brand?
Well, like I'm big into like sneakers and sneaker culture. So if I get to like I've gotten to dive a little bit into it, but like working with say like a Nike or Adidas, that'd be always really cool. Just in terms of like the style of content that they put together, that would always be fun. In terms of people, I've been really fortunate of like working together with like a lot of different like athletes and stuff like that. I think doing more of that, trying to getting like more away from the sport, like that's always my favorite stuff. That'd be great. Yeah.
And what is your favorite part of the whole sort of process with video projects and video editing?
I just really like the idea of helping people communicate their idea.
Okay.
So just in the way of whether it's capturing just like a person's personality, I always like diving into more candid things. So I mentioned like I work on that show Red Alert. My favorite stuff is always working on the features that kind of show players away from the sport, because when you think of say like an athlete, for example, you think about like what they do technically in the sport, but I always like getting into like what they are as a person. So whether it's that or like working with different hosts, I like figuring out ways to capture their personality and like conveying it through content. I like really just capturing anything that's like sincere. Like I would try to avoid anything that's like acted or like really staged.
Okay.
I like really capturing people in like candid moments.
Yeah. Anyone that goes on your Instagram profile knows that you're into sneakers and basketball.
I am.
So I want to show you a collection of basketball shoes.
Okay.
You tell me if you'll cop it or if you'll pass on it.
All right, sounds good.
Cool. Okay, so we'll go with the first one, the classic Shaq Attacks. Cop or pass?
I mean, this is kind of like giving away my age and showing how washed I am, but like if I was like in elementary school, yeah, it might have been a cop, but yeah, probably not right now.
Not wearing it right now.
The pump is nostalgic, I guess, but not my thing.
Okay, so these next ones here, these are from Hassan Whiteside from the Miami Heat. These are some custom shoes.
The silhouette, I mean, it's the 11s. I own like, I think 2-3 pairs of those.
Yeah.
I'm not really into the custom itself, like even though it's actually one of my favorite movies, but definitely for like Jordan 11s, like definite cop. I don't know if I'm gonna go with the Joker custom though. Yeah.
Fair enough. These next ones here are classics. The Allen Iversons. Cop or
Why
pass?
is this because when we went to the club and I was wearing that?
Might have been.
It's
Iverson jersey in the
that's
club.
what it is, right? Okay. Just
Cop
for the
or
record, I didn't
pass?
know I was going to. You brought me to that. But I mean, you gotta respect AI. Not a fan of the colorway, but definitely a classic shoe. You know what? Out of respect, out of a Hall of Famer, I'll cop it.
With the jersey.
Yes, of course, with the jersey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last one here, we have the ZO2s from Lonzo Ball from the Lakers.
Putting me on the spot. I say no. I'm not a big baller, right? Like, what am I gonna do about this then? That said, I'm not gonna go for the Kobe ripoffs.
Oh.
That's a cop. That's not a cop. That's a job.
Well, Jerome, that closes everything. I just want to thank you for taking the time out of your day.
Thank you for having me. This was great, man.
Perfect.
All right.
Thanks, Jerome.